to another exciting episode of the Andre The Beast Crayton Show. And once again, I never know who might walk through that door, but I'm definitely excited to have in the show
TheeAllyE.
Welcome back, guys, back to the show. This is the part 2 of the continuing music episode. So let's get right down to the nitty-gritty. Both of you guys have been on the show. You shared a little bit about your career, but you also now are coming back because you guys are definitely collaborating, and we're going to talk about the importance of collaboration on this show. But you're collaborating onto your new album, which you're going to perform at the closing for the viewers.
Oh, yeah.
So what we talked about, Kelsi, what I want to focus on is the music industry is all over the place. We know there's mecca places for the music industry: Atlanta, Florida, Chicago. How do we keep it here? And what's the difference? Let's start out with what's the difference with those regions versus Indiana? That way people can clearly understand. Any one of you guys can take it.
Yeah, I would say I really think they're just known for more music. You know, I feel like Indianapolis is kind of seen as more small and it's not really been put on the map yet. But really and truly, there's so much talent here. And I think little by little we are being put on the map because people are seeing, like, wait a minute, there's a lot here. So, you know, I think that's just part of it. It's just it's more known in other places for it to be. It's a bigger city. You know, it's just more known. But we're changing that.
I would say, too, it all depends on the artist. Because think about, you know, before those cities, it's like before a certain artist came out, it wasn't really, you know, about that city. Or you didn't really know as many artists then, you know, as now. It's like, okay, you got your big, you know, you got Kanye here. And then you got, you know, Tupac here, and you got your northeast side people here, so it kind of just depends. But once somebody comes out of Nap like that, you know, then it's gonna be like, okay, Nap is like really on the map.
How do we make it Nap or nothing?
Okay,
Yeah, how do we make it Nap or nothing in this artistry?
Stay true to your hometown.
Right.
I mean, always look for an opportunity to give back to your people in the city. For me, it's like I'm always looking for, you know, aside from just performing, but it's like, how can we bring events and how can we, you know, curate multiple artists to come together and be on the same, like, mindset? Like, okay, we want to be on the wave together because, you know, once you bring everybody together, it's going to be bigger than, you know, what somebody can do by themselves.
Well, you guys just did that recently with the event with Uncle Jams, and I appreciate him allowing you guys to come on the Andre The Beast Crayton Show. Remember, guys, like, share, follow, do the whole 9 yards. That's build up everybody, not only this platform, but everybody's platform. But he provided an outlet in trying to do the same thing. What have you guys learned from that? What are you guys taking from that particular event to keep Nap or nothing?
I love that.
Look, they need to be giving me shots out. I only said that twice.
Hey, we might have to tell them to throw you some free merch for sure.
So how do we do that? I mean, what's the key? What's the success? How do the Rick Rosses and the Duprees build a legacy?
Well, I'll say from my perspective, you know, one of the things that I always admired when I first started on with Kneecap is Uncle Jams just goes by, like, in honesty and integrity. He just has that mentality. And I think if you keep that and you keep grinding, you keep just being the best that you can possibly be, and you do right, and you stay, you know, confident but humble and kind, and you're generous. Like she was saying, you know, give back to the people around you. If you can do all of that kind of stuff, like, you're already winning. You're already putting your city on the map. And, like, I feel like we've really already done that, and we're just going to continue to do it, you know, just by being exactly who we are.
What are the struggles? There's got to be struggles. With success, there comes struggles. You're young. You know, you guys are like young beasts in training. I like that, young beasts in training. What's the struggles that you guys are dealing with, really? I mean, clearly, is it the collaboration part? Is it just the people are not getting it?
I can answer that. I know from my perspective, I've noticed that some people don't really support the artists or the, I guess, music industry in Nap because they're not really hooked on or really put onto, or they don't see it. Like some people will tell me, like, you know, we're artists, so we always see, you know, shows that are going on in the city every weekend, or, you know, what's happening with other artists. But other people that aren't really connected to local artists, they don't really see any of the events that are going on. So 8 times out of 10, the people that are supporting the other artists and the events that are happening are other artists and people in the same industry. So it's like hard. We're trying to like navigate how can we get other people to come and support us aside from the people that's already in, you know, that environment and that, you know. And
it costs a lot of money too, because a lot of you young artists now are financing your own career as independent artists.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of the struggle, is balancing life and also pursuing your dreams. I mean, I know for me, like, I work a full-time job. I've got 2 businesses. You know, I'm trying to pursue, you know, music. Like, there's always something going on for me. You know, but also I think that, you know, if you haven't made it to a certain point, people don't necessarily look at you and take you seriously as an artist. So, I'll say just to people.
Is there a time frame that you should be successful as a music artist?
Yeah, well,
that's the thing. Is there an age bracket?
I personally don't think so, but I think the industry would maybe disagree with that. But I don't personally think so. I think you should continue to try. I think you should continue to, you know, put your music out there. But, you know, like, I think if you don't have a certain, like, anytime I'll tell people, oh, I do music, they kind of look at me like, oh, okay. And then when I say things to them, like, okay, well, I've sung on the news, I've done different things, they're like, oh, okay.
You got to have a certain
you have to validate that you've done it,
Yeah. So I think that's a part of it, is they don't really take you seriously until maybe they know, like, some of the things that you've accomplished or some of the things that you've done. And it's, you know, you got to get yourself out there.
What you going to say, Allie?
I was just going back to the work-life balance thing. It's just, like, really hard. Another reason why it's kind of like a hard kind of thing to do being an artist, because it's like, for me, I'm a TV producer and I work nights.
Right.
So it's like, you know, and weekends at that. I'm technically the weekend morning producer. So if I have a show and, you know, it's like, you know, late at night, and then I got to go to work at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
You still got to pay the bills. You still got to do your career. I got to
hustle, and then I got to go to the studio the next day and lay something else down. It's like, you know, it's just like it never stops. Like I do Uber and Lyft on the side. Like it's always a constant like hustle.
Young beast in training, dog.
So you know, just staying, like Kelsi said, staying humble and focused, and not really letting any of that get to you. But it's just all about the mission and the end game. You know, like you said. So.
How's the collaboration going now today in today's generation? I'm seeing a lot of the word collaboration out. Never knew it when I was growing up. Now it's kind of like, how do we collaborate? How important is collaboration, and how has collaboration elevated you or taught you? What have you learned from the word collaboration in this industry? Not in your job, but just in this industry.
Collaboration means connection for me. I mean, you know, when it's like, it's like there's so many other artists that you want to like work with, or it's like, man, I love their style, or it's like, you know, I could really see us doing something together, or, you know, you got a connection with this person, maybe I need to, you know, we need to work on something together so that we can pursue, you know, get on a higher level than where we're at. You know, we can bring in both audiences, combine them into one. You know, you got your followers, I got mine, and it's really just like, it's all about the connection and paving a way to get to the next level.
Right.
What was you gonna say?
Yeah, that's a great answer. You know, for me, collaboration is everything. I wouldn't have any of these projects if it weren't for collaboration.
Yeah, you shared your story, and there was a lot of collaboration on your end.
From the beginning. You know, I cannot do this without my amazing team of people. You know, and I've gotten to work with some really incredible people. And, I mean, our project, that was so fun for me. You know, we just immediately clicked, and we just became real close friends, like, real quick.
Like, we met each other in December.
Yeah.
So it's only been 6 months since, you know, we started writing our
song. Who reached out to who?
Well, we
met each other through Gino.
Yeah, that's right. We met each other through Gino. We went to an event.
Yeah, he seen me, and then it was like a week later. He said, I'm going to an event, and I want you to meet Kelsi. And we showed up, and we just chopped it up, and we clicked. And then that's when he was like, you know, put me on the New Year's Eve show for Uncle Sid. And then after that, we were talking about the Jazz Kitchen. I was like, we need a song together so that we can perform. And so after that, it was just like we had 4 months to come up with something that we could, you know.
And she already had the song.
Okay.
Yeah, and then so she sends it to me, and I was like, oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And then I just started writing to it, and that's how it worked.
So you had the hook, or you had
the hook, the beat. I had everything. I had my verse.
Her verse, yeah.
I just knew I wanted another female on the song.
Right.
And I had somebody else in mind, but then once I met Kelsi, And then I was just like, okay, yeah, I want to.
How important was a female to this song as far as you thinking the success of the song?
For me, when I first heard the beat, it always gave me like just a slow like Anita Baker or like just a Sade type of slow like vibe. And I was like, I want to have another female to work with because like on my EP, I worked with the rapper. And I hadn't really worked with another female before, so it was like, for me, that was, important. So I wanted to pick a song that I really felt like a feature could, be beneficial to it. So
Now, do you guys, this is kind of like off mainstream. Do you ever think that we're going to go back to the real R&B type? Because I hear more music with rap more than I hear the heartfelt R&B type sound. What's you guys' take on that?
I think there's still pieces of like the real R&B. I think there's still pieces of it because it really built a lot of us, and so we're still seeing it through music. But I do think we're getting more, hopefully, to the point where we do hear more of it. Like I was saying kind of before, like I feel like I'm tired of seeing the same things over and over again. I'm ready like to see individuals, who they are. I want to see their own artistry come out. Don't show me what I've seen, in the past. So I'm really hoping that, people can bring that up, back a little bit more, but also can kind of put their own spin on it. I don't think there's anything wrong with kind of doing it your own way.
What's you guys take on opera?
on opera,
I never hear people say anything about opera.
I have a lot of respect for opera singers.
And a lot of love
it's the hard,
too,
but it's just not it for me. But I have a lot of respect for opera singers because it's incredibly difficult and they are phenomenal.
Still needed too. It's like people still, need that type of performance. Like there's so many different type of genres of music. It's like you can't.
Right.
Not everybody's gonna be able to do everything, but we still need those people.
Right. Absolutely.
To hit,
absolutely.
Yeah. Much respect.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's the end game here? How do we, going back to the main question, Gary, Indiana is the home for some serious legends. Indiana, period, is home to some serious legends. We got the Jacksons family. When you mention Jacksons, you don't hardly mention Gary, Indiana, but you got Motown. You got a lot of stuff here. Why can't we just build a foundation here? What's it going to take for you guys to do that? I like to see people come here and us not go there.
Right. I think it's already kind of happening, really.
I think it's been a slow start. I don't know if you guys know the producer, rapper, Fresh Does It.
Yes.
Shout out to him. He actually is like a platinum producer.
Another platinum guy?
He's a platinum producer here, and he did a beat for NLE Choppa. He's another rapper, but just something that's like he's putting the city on the map. Like nobody really knows about Nat, but like there's some people that are kind of paving the way, but I think a lot of things are still underground. So I just don't know what is going to be like that one like click that's going to be like, okay. Nap is kind of mainstream.
I was waiting on one of you guys to say, I'm going to be the click.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it really is, though. It's all the different artists like coming together and more artists coming from here, just continuing that journey, continuing that path.
I didn't realize how many talented artists until I went to that event. And I was like, hungry beasts, young individuals in training about to explode. How important is it to have that one? I know it's a cliche question, but how important is it to get that one song that you go, wow, that's mine? Because you don't really hear it on the radio anymore. So what do you actually look for to know that your hit is out there?
It does play on some radio stations, but it's just all on any platform that you listen to, so you can kind of see what the streams are doing and maybe who's vibing with what song the most.
The cities that people are streaming in and stuff like that.
Like you guys really have to understand the internet game,
the whole business. There's a lot to it. There really is. And then for me, I just feel like it's a continuous journey. I'm always learning more because at first I started off just really interested in the artistry part of it. Right. And then little by little, you learn about the business, and you're like, oh, this is how I have to do it. Like, little by little, you just gain that knowledge. Which is more time-consuming for you guys? Writing, or is it now incorporating the business side of it? The checks, the balances, the X's, the O's. Like you just said, now
when you used to hear the music on the radio, now you got to check the social media platform to see how many Spotify hits
Yep.
are you're
I definitely
following.
think it's the promotion behind it too. Like writing a song for me could be, I could write a song in a couple hours and it's like, okay, I'm ready to go lay it down, you know, but for everything else to go into it and like, okay, I want people to see it, or how often do I have to post my song for somebody to finally see it? Because, you know, the algorithm on social media is crazy. So it's just like, how can we get ourselves out there, like, aside from, you know, like that social media? And that's what I was going back to, like, people not even really seeing our posts, you know, like, because they're not really hip to the, you know, the music, you know, industry and that. It's just it's a loop.
Sounds like a struggle.
Yeah.
What's the end game for you, and what's the end game for you? We talked about this on the show last time, but agendas change all the time. You know, you might get $1 million contract and be like, "Hey, Dre, I don't need it no more. I'm rich."
I'm rich. I mean, end game is always to be, I mean, happy, successful, and making an impact. I would say.
Okay.
I mean, the impact for me is what catches my heart. I want people to enjoy it and love it, and also get something from it, or be inspired to write their own music, you know, or whatever. Because so many artists have inspired me to write my own stuff. So I think at the end of the day, it's just about inspiration and people just having something that they can vibe to and relate to.
Right.
Sure.
I mean, my answer is really the same, and honestly, it's something that really won't change for me. My end goal is to just spread love, to spread good messages, and like she was saying, to just like have an impact and to show people how powerful they really are. And you know, I would love to, you know, just spread my messages throughout as many to as many people as I possibly can.
Okay.
That's really my end goal.
Now, one thing about the Andre the Beast Crayton show, we always trying to elevate people's mindset, their careers, helping people, playing it forward, you name it. That's what we do here at the Andre the Beast Crayton show and the iambeast-network. I am privileged today because you guys are going to perform without even music. Now, this shows some serious talent because we ain't got no beats or nothing. You know, they gonna free flow something from that new album. Tell a little bit about the album, how they can get the album, when it's supposed to come out, before you guys take it over.
Yeah, you take this.
Well, the album for me and Kelsi, Kelsi graced me with a feature on my upcoming album. We did a song called Foolish. And basically the album's going to be coming out in a few weeks. It was just crazy to work with her. And, I mean, I don't know. It's
Now, how can they get a hold of this album? What platforms they need to go to listen to it when it come out?
It's going to be on everything. It's going to be on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, everything under TheeAllyE. That's TheeAllyE. So
That is so
stay
cool.
tuned.
Let's hear you guys blow the track, ladies and gentlemen. This is live, the Andre the Beast Crayton show with the two best female artists.
Say that. All right, we'll bless y'all with the chorus real quick.
Yeah, ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Tell me, is it foolish running with you? Am I a fool? Baby, tell me, is it foolish running with you? Yeah. Am I a fool? Oh, baby, when we
I like that. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you subscribe, like, share, follow these young ladies. Once again, how can they reach you guys?
On everything, TheeAllyE, TheeAllyE.
Yep, and Kelsi Marie, KelsiMarie, Kelsi Marie Music, or Kelsi Marie Music 317.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another exciting episode of the Andre the Beast Crayton